Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Sunny in London YouTube channel. I'm Sunny, and this is a Florida girl's guide to finding sun and fun in London. As an American expat living in London, I'm frequently contacted by people in the US who are curious about the UK visa process. For this reason, I have put together this video which will have 10 tips for you if you're exploring the possibility of living in the UK. While I'm certainly no expert on this topic, I have done extensive research to be able to live here. That being said, I do live here on a spouse visa because my husband, Mr. Sunny, was born in London. Let's start with our first tip. You must do your research before you even tell family or friends that you're moving to the UK. It's quite an extensive process. There are many different types of visas. It's not a good idea to tell people you're moving here until you've actually done some serious research. Investigate your career. Just because you have a great position in the US does not mean when you come to the UK you will easily be able to get that position. You'll find many companies won't even interview you until you come here. Give yourself at least 6 to 9 months at minimum to job search when you arrive. Before I came here, I actually contacted people that were in my profession in the same position as me to try to get some ideas about what qualifications I would need and how long the process would take. Even on top of all that investigation, I was really set back when I came here to learn that I had to take a position that was lower than what I had in the US just so I could get to the same level in the UK. That is not uncommon. Tip number 3 really does go out to people who are applying for a fiance visa or a spouse visa, and that is, I would suggest not sending your other half's passport with your application. When I applied for my fiance visa, Mr. Sunny did not include his passport in my application. We include a certified copy of his passport. My fiance visa was an absolute nightmare. You can read about it in my blog post, which I will leave a link for in the description below. If you can afford it, pay priority. You want to read that blog post about my first experience and the disaster that happened to me. When I applied again for a UK visa, we paid priority and we had my visa back approved within 2 weeks of the process starting. Even though the applications may say that they want proof of your plane ticket to come over to the UK, do not buy a plane ticket until you have your approved visa in your hands. What you might want to do is send some suggested itineraries of tickets that you would purchase. Tip number 6 can be tricky. I would suggest that you don't sell your car or your house or quit your job until you have your visa back approved. Absolute nightmare for me when I did all 3 before I had the approved visa back. Do not lease or certainly buy property in the UK until you are with your approved visa living in the country. While part of your research will involve looking at different flats or houses and pricing them against what you think you're going to make and can afford, you do not want to sign any papers or have your spouse or somebody that you're moving with sign any papers until you are actually here. Once you find somewhere to live, that is the point when I suggest that you ship over your belongings from the US if you're arriving with more than 2 suitcases. I have another blog post on an international shipping company that I recommend and what to do when you're planning for the process that I will again leave a link for in the description below. Do more research! Once you arrive and find a place to live, you may get caught up in the excitement of living in the UK. You can't just relax and forget about your next visa. Once you're settled within reasonable time, start researching what's involved for your next visa. You will likely need to prove different things in that process, such as have utility bills from when you first got here and other documents that are spread out through the course of the time from your entry visa until you have to apply for another one. If there's any way that you can hire a visa attorney, I strongly suggest that you do it. This is not a sponsored post. However, I did work with a visa attorney and stay in touch with her when I have questions about the process. When Brexit happened, I interviewed her to get her ideas about how it would affect UK visas, and I did write a post on it. If there's any questions that you think I can answer for you, please find me on social media or send me an email. I really like to help Americans who are trying to move to London with the information that I have and the contacts that I know. I belong to many American expat groups, so if I can't answer something for you, I will try to get you in touch with people who can. Thank you for watching, and best of luck with your move to the UK.